everyone, and welcome to Algebra. We are going to start doing solving one-step equations today, and this is probably the most important lesson for the whole year because everything we do this semester is going to be based on this one thing. Now, I'm going to be showing you some weird stuff that you haven't seen before, and I'm going to need you to just trust me and hang in there, do what I'm asking, and everything is going to be alright. Alright, so take out those notes, and here we go. So in the very first slide, I've got something kind of weird here. I sent you a package with some money in it just today. It'll arrive in the mail at some point. This package weighs absolutely nothing by itself. The packaging doesn't. But the dollar bills inside, it does weigh some. So we have a balance here. You notice there are $3 here plus the package. Here we have $5. So how much money would there be in this package for everything to be balanced? Probably you're able to do this in your head. If I just took these $3 away here, and I took these $3 away here, I took away the same amount from both sides, so it's still going to be balanced, and this package is balanced with $2, so I have $2 in the package. Now let's show you the nerdy math way of doing this, and this is how we're going to do it all semester long. Now, if you learned it a different way, if you'd like to do it a different way, just trust me, you're going to try it this way this semester just to see if it works better for you, and I think it will. So, just like we did, we subtracted 3 from the left side and the right side, just like that. 3 minus 3 is nothing. So, when we took away those $3 that used to be right here, those disappeared and there was nothing left. So, there was nothing but an x. Over here, I have 5 minus 3, which is 2, and as you noticed right here, there were just $2 left. So, x, which was our box here, equals 2. We had $2 in the box. That's just a simple way to show you what algebra was doing. So let's try another one. This time, I have a minus. Now, what you noticed last time was I had a plus and I needed to cancel it out. I needed the box to be all by itself. So I wanted to subtract off the 3 that I had. This time, I'm going to do the opposite of minus. The opposite of minus is plus. So I'm going to add 8 to both sides. The whole point in doing that is because 8 minus 8, or negative 8 plus 8, same thing, cancels out. It becomes 0. If you don't believe me, go ahead, grab that calculator, do negative 8 plus 8. It'll give you 0. When there's 0 here, that means that x is all by itself. And now I have 10 plus 8. 10 plus 8 is 18. And that's it. 18 is the answer. Now you're probably wondering, well, how could I easily check my answer to make sure that I'm doing it right? Because I want to make sure I'm doing the work right. It is so easy to do. You're just going to take your original equation that you started off with, and I'm going back to the first one. So I took the original equation I started with, and you told me here that x equals 2. So instead of x, I'm going to rewrite everything, but instead of x, I'm going to put a 2. And then I'm going to copy everything else. So then you just ask yourself, does 2 plus 3 equal 5? If it does, boom, you checked it, and x equals 2 is correct. So we'll do the same thing here for this one. I can just take and recopy the original equation, just like this. And to check it, not quite what I meant to do, there we go. And to check it, instead of x, I'm going to put 18, because you told me that x equals 18, and copy everything else. Then I do 18 minus 8 in my head, or in my calculator. 18 minus 8 is 10. So, yes, that is correct. So x does equal 18. I am right. Now, some people, you're not going to believe this, but some people like to just fake this step and just copy down the 18 and copy everything and not actually think to see if it was right. But then when you get them wrong, it's kind of embarrassing. So you don't want me to embarrass you, so please, 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 actually check it. That's the whole goal, is to make sure that you know what you're doing. We want you to know what you're doing, because you don't want to do a whole assignment and get everything wrong. Alright, even with decimals, this will still be the same deal. Here, we have no symbol in front of the 12.3. That means, well, if there's no symbol there, it must be a positive. So I'm going to put a plus sign there. Now, I always look on the same side as the x. For a lot of people, it helps to put a big dotted line down there. This was a positive 12.3, so to cancel that out, I'm going to do minus 12.3. just like this. That means I have to do it to the other side as well. All right with that? Great. So 12.3 minus 12.3 is 0. They cancel. If it didn't cancel, that would mean you screwed up. And then I have x equals, now in my calculator or in my brain I do 9.1, which is positive, minus 12.3. This is going to give me a 2 and a 3 and a negative, so it's negative 3.2. Do you agree? Let's find out. So the easy way to check the answer again is to copy what our original one was. And then instead of x, we're going to put what number? Blink, blink, just like Dora. Negative 3.2, that's right. So I've got 12.3 plus negative 3.2. Now me personally, I don't like two signs touching each other, but that's all right because I've got the calculator. I do 12.3 plus negative 3.2, and that gives me 9.1. So it's right. Hallelujah, we got them. All right, let's move to the next one. This time there's no plus sign or minus sign in between the 9 and the x. Since they're touching each other, that means they're going to multiply. We don't want them to multiply or to touch each other because that's gross. So we're going to do the opposite of multiply, which is divide. So let's divide both sides by negative 9. Okay, so what's negative 9 divided by negative 9? If you just said 0, I tricked you. Sorry, negative 9 divided by negative 9 is 1. So I'm going to put 1x. And then here, 99 divided by negative 9 is negative 11 because my calculator told me so. Now, 1x is the same thing as x, right? So I don't really have to put that 1 there. 1x and x are the same thing, and that means that's my answer. Again, it's so easy to check the answer. We can just take the original equation, copy it, like this, and instead of x, we're going to put the number negative 11. So let's grab that negative 11. And when I do this, since they were touching each other, I'm going to put them in parentheses. All right? Whenever they're touching each other, put them in parentheses. So on my calculator, or in my brain, I'm going to type negative 9 times negative 11. That does give me 99, which is correct. So that means that this is right. Way to go. All right, now this type of problem often freaks people out. They see a fraction right here. Fractions are not that scary. You're bigger than a fraction. Don't be bullied by it. And really, this isn't even technically a fraction, I guess, because this really just means divide by. So what's the opposite of divide by 3? Hopefully you said multiply by 3. So we're going to multiply both of these sides by 3. So I have a 3 on the top and a 3 on the bottom. What's 3 divided by 3? Hopefully you didn't say 0. It was 1. So this is 1x. And then 12 by 3. Multiply them. That gives me 36. As always, we're going to check our answer. It is oh so easy to do. Unless, of course, you screwed up like I just did. There we go. Alright, so we're going to check the answer. What do we put instead of x? Hopefully you said 36. So I put the 36 there and copy everything else. Now, what is 36 divided by 3? It is 12, so our answer is correct. Alright, we're doing great. Now, this really truly is a fraction, and this is where people just go kind of nutsy cuckoo on me. No need to worry, this is so easy. So, you practice Kung Fu a lot, and you really don't like fractions. And in fact, whenever you see a fraction touching your x, you get so angry that you walk up to the fraction and you smack it. You smack that fraction so hard, in fact, that it flips upside down. So if this fraction flipped upside down, what would it look like? The 5's on the bottom right now, so then it would be on the top. The 3's on the top right now, then it would be on the bottom. So that's what it would look like upside down. And we're going to just put a little time sign there. Then over here, remember, whatever you do to the left side of the equation, you have to do the same to the right. You have to keep a balance for everything. So I'm going to put 5 over 3 on this side as well. Remember, whatever you wrote here has to be the same as what you write here. Don't flip it there and then flip it again. It has to be the exact same thing. So don't put 5/3 and 3/5. They both have to be identical. Alright, what was the whole point of doing that? Well, 5 times 3 is 15. 3 times 5 is 15. So that would give me 15 divided by 15, which is 1. Or if you're a cross-canceling person, those cancel and those cancel, which just leaves me with 1. Then over here, negative 9 times 5, negative 45. Negative 45 divided by 3, negative 15. Now, if you have one of the fancy handy-dandy calculators, this is where life is going to be different for you than from middle school. Me, personally, I say go ahead and let's use that calculator. Now, your calculators that I have provided you, if you're in my class, they allow you to use what's called a fraction button. So this little fraction bar right here, you can find on your calculator. It looks something like this if you're using the TI-30XIIS. Some calculators have a button that looks like this. That's a D. And that is your fraction button if you can find that one. If you don't see either of these, you probably don't have a fraction button. If you're trying to use your cell phone, you should probably just throw that thing away. You should trade it in maybe for a calculator that has one of these buttons. Again, I recommend the TI-30XIIS. You can go to Walmart or Target or whatever and get it for like $10, $12, something like that, if you want to purchase one for your own. Okay, so in the calculator, here's what I want you to do. I want you to do negative 9 times sign 5, and then instead of the divide by, let's go ahead and hit the fraction button just so we have some practice with it. Hit the fraction button and then 3. So negative 9 times 5 fraction 3. And that should give you negative 15 if you're doing it correctly. Way to go. As always, we can check our answer. Oh, it's so easy to do. So we're going to take our original problem just like we did before, but instead of x, what are we going to put there? Hopefully you just said negative 15. That's right. So I've got 3/5. It's touching the x, so we got to put that in parentheses. Negative 15, and then equals negative 9. So on my calculator, I type 3, fraction key, 5, parentheses. The parentheses are just above your 7 button. So parentheses, negative 15. This is important that it's a negative 15 and not a minus. So the negative sign is way down at the very bottom of your calculator. Negative 15. Then end of the parentheses, and then hit equals. And it should say negative 9. If it does, then you know that your answer, negative 15, is correct. Alright, so we've done every operation we could. We added, we subtracted, we multiplied, we divided, we even had fractions, we smacked it hard and flipped it upside down. Now you're going to see some crazy stuff. Now, before this problem right here, a lot of you maybe could have done several of these in your head without showing any work whatsoever, which is fantastic. However, the whole goal of this is for you to be able to show each step. The steps are honestly more important to me than the answers. I want you to be able to show me what the steps are, because when we get into more difficult equations coming up, you'll need many, many steps to get to the answer, and you will not just be able to do it in your head. Trust me. Alright, in order to help you really focus on the steps, I'm doing something crazy. I'm going to do crazy symbol math with you. So we're going to solve for the Xbox, because I don't know why I'm just promoting Xboxes today. So I want to solve for the Xbox. It's kind of like solving for X. Alright, if I'm solving for this thing, I don't want to cancel it. Xbox is your friend, you don't want to break it. So what do I want to cancel? Well, I have that sunshine that's on the same side as my Xbox. I want the Xbox to be all by itself. So I need to move that sunshine way over here to the other side. This is a positive sunshine because there's no symbol in front, so it must be positive. So I'm going to have to cancel the sunshine somehow. Instead of plus, I'm going to put minus. And then I'm going to draw my really junky drawing of my sunshine. Sorry, I'm not very good at art. That's why I teach math. So I put minus sunshine right there. I have to do the same thing to the other side. So there's my minus sunshine. Oh boy, right there. Whew! Honestly, if I gave you one of these drawn by a kindergartner, I'm not sure you'd notice the difference. So sunshine minus sunshine cancels. So there's nothing left there. Now I'm just going to copy my Xbox. I don't need to copy the plus sign because it's a positive Xbox, but if you want to copy the plus, I guess that's alright. And then the equal sign. Now, here's where people go crazy on me. Don't go crazy. This is so easy. There is no longer any reason to do any thinking. You have already done the difficult math. It is raindrop is first, so I go to the very first thing and write it down. Raindrop minus sunshine. Oh, even when I take more time with it, it still looks ugly. All right, and that's my answer. My whole goal was to get the Xbox by itself, and look, it is by itself, and that's it. Now, there's not really a good way to check your answer with these, so you're just going to have to be careful and make sure that you're doing it correctly and carefully. All right, let's do another one. We're again going to solve for this Xbox. Do you think you can do this one on your own? I bet you can. Go ahead, hit pause, try this, and then come back. All right, it looks like you have got this. So again, I'm just going to kind of draw my dotted line here, just to show you there's two different sides of the equal sign. Now I have a plus raindrop cult symbol, so I'm going to do the opposite of plus, which is minus, and raindrop cult symbol, minus raindrop cult symbol to the other side as well. Okay? Those will cancel because anything minus itself is 0. So I'm just going to copy my Xbox. Then my equal sign. And then again, don't think at this step. You're just going to copy it down. So we have circle, minus, raindrop, horseshoe. Done. Good job. All right. Moving on. Let's see if you can do this one on your own. Go ahead, hit pause, try it out. Then hit play when you're ready. Alright, it looks like you got it. So here's my little line. And this was minus frowny face. So we're going to do the opposite of that. We're going to plus your face when you woke up with the alarm this morning. Boom, 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 like that. Alright, so again we're plussing because this was a minus. Those are going to cancel each other out. And then let's copy our Xbox down. Equal sign. And now, since we can't really, combine a river and your face in the morning, so we're just going to draw river that you were crying this morning when you woke up, plus your face this morning when the alarm went off, and that's it. Super easy, right? All right, let's move on to another. You go ahead, try this one, hit pause, and then come back when you're ready. All right, we've got this. Here we go. Draw your little line. This was a minus arrow river, so I'm going to plus arrow river. These drawings are a little bit easier for me now. All right, those cancel right here. If they didn't cancel, you screwed up. This is the Xbox. It's all by itself. And now we're just going to copy. We've got the circle plus the arrow and the river touching. And that's all. Alright. Another one. If you feel like you got this, go ahead, hit pause, then come back. Alright. Notice there's no plus sign or minus sign right here. They're touching. So what does that mean they're doing? Multiplying. That's right. We don't want them multiplying. So how do we stop that? We're going to divide them. Alright, so let's divide that smiley face touching your X. Put them over there with that bomb. Alright, so these guys cancel each other out. And then we're just going to copy everything just the way it looks. X equals La Bomba, as we would say in my class. Divided by the smiley face. And that's all there is for that one. Next, these three are all touching each other. So that means they are multiplied. All right, let's see if you can do this one. All right, you got it? Here we go. Let's give it a shot, see how you did. So on both sides, they were all touching, so we have to divide. Now, I could divide them all separately, but it's easier to just go ahead and divide them both at the same time. Here's my crazy H and my crazy N. I'm going to divide both sides by crazy H, crazy N. Alright, that cancels, and I'm ready to copy. Now in the previous examples before these, we were doing addition and subtraction, so there was always, we would just write it straight across, addition and subtraction. This is division, so I'm copying it just the way it looks. I've got the circle on top, and then crazy H, crazy N on the bottom because they're divided. And that's all for that one. This time, this symbol means divide. Sometimes you might see it written across like this, or another way to see this written is x divided by crazy H equals this thing, whatever that is. Alright, so we've got division here. What's the opposite of divide? Multiply, that's right. Alright, so we're going to multiply both sides by that crazy H. Crazy H, crazy H. Remember the same thing on both sides, just like always. And then crazy H's cancel each other out over here. We're just left with the X box equals, and I'm just going to copy this straight across that clovery, I don't know what that thing is, times crazy H. Alright, and that's all there is to that one. And sadly, that's the very last one I have for you. So, as always, go ahead and grab that homework, get started on it, use your notes. Remember, you're showing every step just like we did here. If you're showing me all the answers with no steps, that is worth 0 points. The steps, honestly, are the most important part for me. Please, please, please make sure you are showing your steps. I hope you are all having a great day, and hopefully I'll see you again tomorrow. Goodbye.